and welcome to my channel. My name is Oniy and in this video I will be shopping my stash for the items I will be playing with for March. In February you can probably see I have a lot of stuff left over, mainly a lot of lip products as well as some eye stuff. I have a couple of staples in here that are in here every month. Fenty primer, NYX micro brow pencil, Tarte shape tape, Fenty eye primer, my Mekka Hello Pretty Powder foundation. In here I have my Smashbox primer water, my Tarte lights camera splashes, and I also have a white mixer. At the moment it's the Colourpop concealer in 00 because I'm panning it. Everything else is just from last month, some even from January, so I'm a little bit stressed because my goal with the Shop My Stash is to use everything in my collection at least once, and it's stressing me out because I have so many items. But it is for the better that I'm doing this because it makes me realise just how much I have, and it's also helpful because I get to try everything. If something has gone off, I can throw it out. If I don't like anything anymore for whatever reason, I also get rid of it and I get to rediscover favourites, so it's really nice. But I'm just going to jump straight into the stuff I have for March. I have a lot of lip products, so just get ready for that. I have two eyeshadow palettes that I'm adding in. Looking at this corner, I have a lot of eyeshadows in here at the moment. I don't technically need more, but if I want to hit my goal, I do need to add more to it. My goal this month is to use the final shades that I'm missing from the Makeup Revolution Emily Edit the Once palette, as well as use all the 4 shades in the Linda Hubbard palette, potentially all my 4 shades in that palette that I've picked myself. If you want to see how it looks, check out the last video. But I want to add more. One I'm going to add in, and it's on the chopping block, is the Kat Von D Metal Matte Mini palette. It looks like this. The colour story is a colour story that I enjoy. The colours are beautiful, but from memory the formulation in here is complete trash. The mattes don't blend. The shimmers are decent, so I want to put it in this month, essentially just to test. Do I like it? Is the formula still as bad as I remember it being? Would I consider depotting some of the shadows? Because the ones I'm considering depotting are the row of shimmers up top because they are pretty decent. But I do want to see if that is something that will be done. But I have a feeling this is one that might end up being decluttered by the end of the month, but I do want to give it a shot first to see if it has any use. If not, it's going to go. My final palette is one that I did a duping the vibes of. It's my version of the Colourpop Nude Mood palette. It doesn't look super neat because the pants are in all different sizes. I have a lot of similar colours towards the bottom here. It's just what ended up happening. I haven't played around with this all that much and I do want to do that, so I'm going to put this in here, and this is probably going to end up being like a go-to palette for me for when I want a warm eye, which is something that I reach for a lot of the time. Two other eyeshadows I'm adding in. I'm adding in one Colourpop Super Shock shadow. This was a birthday one for their 4th birthday in Birthday Wish. Oh, that's too many sounds for that. It's a really pretty taupey, glittery gorgeousness. It has a hint of like taupe and purple to it. I like it a lot. I'm going to put it in here. And I have my other Jelly Matte shadow from Colourpop. This was from the Disney Villains collection. This is in Oniy, which is like a peachy coral colour. I tried the one that was already in here, which is in Not Today, and it's starting to dry out. So I wanted to add this one in this month to see how the formulation is. Is it dried out? Is it usable? Because if they're starting to dry out, they're going to go into my project pan, but I do want to give them a check and test them first to see if I can actually use them. So that's going to go in here. I have one primer that I'm adding in. It's the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I want to test it with the Hourglass Stick Foundation because I want to do a review on that. And I want to test it with this primer because on their website they say it works great with this primer, and I want to check that. A couple powders here that I also want to test with the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I have the Ambient Lighting powders in Diffused Light, which is a slight yellow tone. I have Ethereal Light, which I've hit major pan on, which is a cool tone, almost whitish powder. And then I have a mini of their loose powder, the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I haven't played with this much, so I want to give it a try. I'm adding in another setting spray. It's the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I just have a mini and I want to give this a shot to see if I like it. I'm not a big fan of illuminating base products like primers or setting sprays. For powders, the only illuminating ones I like are the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. I haven't really played with this all that much though to know how I feel about it, but my issue with illuminating products in general is that they tend to emphasize texture on my skin. So I want to see if this is a product that I can eventually pan, because I'm coming to the end of my Aunt Thomas one, / I might end up decluttering it soon because it's starting to bother me. And the mini ones, I have 2 mini from Cover FX, are the ones that I will probably end up rolling in reasonably quickly because they're small and I can finish them quickly. But I'm going to test it first. I'm adding in a cream bronzer. This is from Mekka. It's the liquid bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. I think they have, when I bought this was the only shade. It's a wonderful bronzer in me. It's like water, so a little bit goes a long way. I've been enjoying using green colour corrector recently, but my issue with green colour corrector is it does make me look a bit like a ghost. So I want to try this to see if this works with it, to add a bit of colour into my skin for those days when I don't want to use any powder products, because I've started enjoying not using powder products. So I want to see how that one works. I'm adding in 2 single highlighters. I have also got a face palette here. These are both from Mekka. These are the Hypnotic Metallics single highlighter in Passionate and Miracle. They are gorgeous. These are the most blinding highlighters I've ever seen, and I really enjoy this. I really like this colour, which looks, is like a beigey, almost looks a bit silvery and taupey, but they are super blinding, and I can wear the peach. They are a bit chunky, but they're just so gorgeous on the skin. They're really nice and shiny, but they don't emphasize texture, which I enjoy because I do have texture on my skin. They're just great, so I want to play with them. The face palette I'm putting in is a collection of blushes and highlighters I have depotted. This giant one is from the Soap & Glory palette that I depotted. All of these other square ones are from NYX, from various palettes. Some of them survived the depotting better than others. These 2 look a bit cracked. They're still fine. I'm going to try and use them to see how I feel about them and if I want to keep all of them, because I have a lot of them. This one is one that I think is kind of interesting because it's a berry colour, which isn't a colour that I would wear a lot in blush, but it does end up shearing out really prettily, so I do want to test these out. So that's going to go in here as well. And then I have a whole lot of lip products. I'm going to add in another lip liner. This is also from the Mekka Lip Liner on Point line. This is in the shade 01. This is one I have used and does have some use from beforehand. I would like to finish this. It's maybe not going to happen in March, but I want to put it in here because I do want to finish it. I'm adding in 3 lip glosses. These are also all from Mekka. The Butter Glaze lip glosses, I have Donut, Frosting and Sprinkle. They are the colour of the tubes, but they do look mostly sheer on me, so I want to add them in and play with them. I'm adding in a lip crayon. This is the Isadora Twist Up Matte Lips in Majestic Mauve, which I really like. It's one of my favourite colours to wear. This is also one of my favourite formulations, so I do want to give this a shot. I am putting in a Mekka lipstick. This is the cream lipstick in Nude and Rude, which is the lightest nude in my collection. I want to play around with it, see how it wears over some of the lip liners I have. I'm adding in 2 more soft matte lip creams. I have the shade Stockholm, which is one of my favourite nude shades. It is very similar to a colour that was in here last month, which is Abu Dhabi. It's just a touch more pink, so Stockholm is over there, Abu Dhabi is there. It's a little bit more pink and rosy, but I like this a lot, so I don't think it's going to be difficult using that. And this one is in the shade Dublin, which I haven't used, I think. But it is a really lovely, very similar to the Isadora colour, just a little bit less red, I feel. So it's going to be fun playing with them. And I said I had a lot of lip products. I also have these. These are all of my mini bite lipsticks that are not in the project pan at the moment. So I have the shade Cayenne, Sugarcane, Nori, Honeycomb, Tannin and Date. Let's see how this goes. It's gonna be a month where I'm gonna have to bounce from lip product to lip product, but that's just how it's going to be for a while. I'm a bit nervous about that, but it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've tried any of the products here, let me know what you think of them down below, and I will see you again soon. Bye!